It reminded him of the important meeting. It reminded him of the important meeting. He is reading a book. He is reading a book. Let's celebrate after finishing the project. Let's celebrate after finishing the project. Will you go to the store later? Will you go to the store later? He enjoys reading books on history and politics. He enjoys reading books on history and politics. How comfortable. How comfortable. Where would you like to sit on the plane? Where would you like to sit on the plane? His favorite food is pizza. His favorite food is pizza. We have to finish before the time runs out. We have to finish before the time runs out. His half-brother was a shoemaker. His half-brother was a shoemaker. Party on a hot summer night. Party on a hot summer night. He drives to work every day. He drives to work every day. Had they finished decorating the house before the guests arrived? Had they finished decorating the house before the guests arrived? Don't you always have to insist? Don't you always have to insist? Soon not a pathologist? Soon not a pathologist? Don't they suffer at 1 a.m.? Don't they suffer at 1 a.m.? May not push. May not push. We live in a big city. We live in a big city. He should study for his exam. He should study for his exam. The baby is sucking his thumb. The baby is sucking his thumb. It is very hot today. It is very hot today. Could he remember? Could he remember? The building was on fire. The building was on fire. Then 3 in the morning would not share. Then 3 in the morning would not share. He doesn't watch horror movies. He doesn't watch horror movies. You are not reliable. You are not reliable. We are usually unable to advise. We are usually unable to advise. I got up at 7 in the morning, had dinner and took the bus to school. I got up at 7 in the morning, had dinner and took the bus to school. It was cold and clear as we walked through the park. It was cold and clear as we walked through the park. He didn't exercise regularly and his fitness level dropped as a result. He didn't exercise regularly and his fitness level dropped as a result. If they work hard, they will win the competition. If they work hard, they will win the competition. Where did you go on your last vacation? They asked. Where did you go on your last vacation? They asked. Could you give information about the social facilities of the campus? Could you give information about the social facilities of the campus? Is there a sports section in the store? Is there a sports section in the store? I will do my homework tonight. I will do my homework tonight. I go to school by car. I go to school by car. We're just vice president. We're just vice president. We studied all night for the exam. We studied all night for the exam. They studied French for 3 years. They studied French for 3 years. Ahead. Ahead. I wish I had remembered to bring my umbrella. I wish I had remembered to bring my umbrella. My head is aching. My head is aching. It shouldn't make cream at dusk. It shouldn't make cream at dusk. They never started. They never started. Where is your favorite place to visit? Where is your favorite place to visit? He lost his keys. He lost his keys. I left school at the age of 15. I left school at the age of 15. Can't iron at noon. Can't iron at noon. It's too much work. It's too much work. I need help with this math problem. I need help with this math problem. He read a book before going to bed. He read a book before going to bed. They bought a new car last week. They bought a new car last week. Couldn't you have been a consultant 3 centuries ago? Couldn't you have been a consultant 3 centuries ago? Never work? Never work? The baby smiled for the first time. The baby smiled for the first time. She baked cookies for her friends. She baked cookies for her friends. You rarely get over it. You rarely get over it. Have you ever been to a concert? Have you ever been to a concert? The children were playing in the park when their parents arrived. The children were playing in the park when their parents arrived. He needs to take a break and relax. He needs to take a break and relax. The company should have hired more employees. The company should have hired more employees. Is his father a juggler? Is his father a juggler? We congratulated ourselves on a successful job. We congratulated ourselves on a successful job. Which is your favorite store? Which is your favorite store? Can I sample this salsa? Can I sample this salsa? Let's make our own personal opening. Let's make our own personal opening. The fire in the forest got out of control. The fire in the forest got out of control. Can't it be at sunrise? Can't it be at sunrise? Can we finish this project by the end of the week? Can we finish this project by the end of the week? They usually continue. They usually continue. I've finished my homework. I've finished my homework. Central Park is a popular tourist destination. Central Park is a popular tourist destination. Neighbor is environmentalist. Neighbor is environmentalist. When I have money, I will buy a car. When I have money, I will buy a car. Did they allow it last year? Did they allow it last year? Does it have to appear? Does it have to appear? We may not be able to talk later. We may not be able to talk later. His grandfather was a janitor. His grandfather was a janitor. A beautiful piece of jewelry. A beautiful piece of jewelry. He will work on his project all night. He will work on his project all night. When do you finish your work? When do you finish your work? I've already cooked dinner. I've already cooked dinner. They will soon be able to make a decision. They will soon be able to make a decision. I'm not a weekly ecologist. I'm not a weekly ecologist. Whose garden are we in? Whose garden are we in? How many cars are there? How many cars are there? Do for. Do for. Was his wife a writer? Was his wife a writer? Where did you graduate from university? Where did you graduate from university? It should improve after 2 weeks. It should improve after 2 weeks. Doesn't he look at the sunset? Doesn't he look at the sunset? Who did you see? Who did you see? There are 5 chairs in the room. There are 5 chairs in the room. We had visited that restaurant before. We had visited that restaurant before. We watched movies all day. We watched movies all day. My bag was stolen. My bag was stolen. We usually go on vacation in the winter. We usually go on vacation in the winter. He's a 2-week trainer. He's a 2-week trainer. The little fluffy dog is my pet. The little fluffy dog is my pet. Are their cousins marketers? Are their cousins marketers? Won't it rain at dusk? Won't it rain at dusk? He could sing. He could sing. Where do you find it? Where do you find it? Please lie down and relax. The doctor will be with you shortly. Please lie down and relax, the doctor will be with you shortly. I need to wash my car. I need to wash my car. I drink 2 cups of coffee every morning. I drink 2 cups of coffee every morning. We couldn't listen right away. We couldn't listen right away. I feel like I'm in a dream. I feel like I'm in a dream. What do you think of the street? What do you think of the street? Learning a musical instrument is difficult. Learning a musical instrument is difficult. Are you a player? Are you a player? Should you attend this meeting? Should you attend this meeting? By the time he finishes his studies, he will have already started working. By the time he finishes his studies, he will have already started working. I will program the right thing. I will program the right thing. They're going camping next month. They're going camping next month. My neighbor is a barber. My neighbor is a barber. Usually not available for counseling. Usually not available for counseling. They're going camping next month. They're going camping next month. Sometimes you go to parties. Sometimes you go to parties. Impression. Impression. He may not defend himself next year. He may not defend himself next year. This book is interesting. This book is interesting. He's cooking dinner for his family. He's cooking dinner for his family. Raw beets. Raw beets. Swipe all your other photos while showing only one. Swipe all your other photos while showing only one. If you do not receive a response within this time, do you cancel the request and continue with your flow? If you do not receive a response within this time, do you cancel the request and continue with your flow? Compulsory. Compulsory. You cannot teach. You cannot teach. I've already seen the sunrise. I've already seen the sunrise. Was not suspicious. Was not suspicious. They prepared dinner for their families. They prepared dinner for their families. Was our aunt an engineer? Was our aunt an engineer? Most of my day was spent in meetings. Most of my day was spent in meetings. Don't they count the next 5 years? Don't they count the next 5 years? She is a doctor. She is a doctor. Can surround weekly. Can surround weekly. Can it be touched? Can it be touched? How have you been? How have you been? The house is very clean and tidy. The house is very clean and tidy. Have. Don't they usually get points? Don't they usually get points? I don't want to buy this car. I don't want to buy this car. Fun. The team had been practicing their dance routines for weeks and were ready to compete. The team had been practicing their dance routines for weeks and were ready to compete. The judge? The judge? Creates at dusk. Creates at dusk. Should not have been a consultant last year. Should not have been a consultant last year. Didn't you play 3 nights ago? Didn't you play 3 nights ago? Do you have any shopping cart? Do you have any shopping cart? Finally. Is her stepbrother an oncologist? Is her stepbrother an oncologist? I'm meeting my friends for dinner. I'm meeting my friends for dinner. The movie tells a true story. The movie tells a true story. I don't notice anything special about the situation. I don't notice anything special about the situation. They did not eat enough vegetables in their diet. They did not eat enough vegetables in their diet. Rarely wear. Rarely wear. We would analyze after 4 days. We would analyze after 4 days. They were playing basketball in the gym after school. They were playing basketball in the gym after school. After that horrible experience, she didn't want to go back to that restaurant again. After that horrible experience, she didn't want to go back to that restaurant again. Translator at sunrise? Translator at sunrise? The bird perched on the branch chirped happily. The bird perched on the branch chirped happily. Unfortunately, he is not the most confident cook in the world. Unfortunately, he is not the most confident cook in the world. Do you eat apple? Do you eat apple? Can I renew after 3 weeks? Can I renew after 3 weeks? You cannot guess. You cannot guess. Doesn't it change after 2 weeks? Doesn't it change after 2 weeks? Your mother was a lawyer. Your mother was a lawyer. My brother is studying medicine. My brother is studying medicine. Could you briefly summarize the situation for me? Could you briefly summarize the situation for me? I bought a new car last month. I bought a new car last month. Will we always be virologists? Will we always be virologists? They can go to the police at 4 a.m. They can go to the police at 4 a.m. The sun rises from the east. The sun rises from the east. If I had the talent to play an instrument, I could join a band. If I had the talent to play an instrument, I could join a band. So far, so good. So far, so good. Didn't he insist? Didn't he insist? Which meat do you like? Which meat do you like? They have already watched the movie. They have already watched the movie. Temporary. Temporary. We have an important meeting at 9:30. Can we end this meeting early? We have an important meeting at 9:30. Can we end this meeting early? He played the piano at the concert. He played the piano at the concert. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. He will study English abroad. He will study English abroad. They did not notice at 4 p.m. the previous evening. They did not notice at 4 p.m. the previous evening. He forgot to bring his umbrella and got wet in the rain. He forgot to bring his umbrella and got wet in the rain. I usually don't ask. I usually don't ask. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the beach. Was his brother a shepherd? Was his brother a shepherd? I have to call my friend and invite him to the party. I have to call my friend and invite him to the party. He always reads a book before going to bed. He always reads a book before going to bed. On the way home from work, I must not forget to do the grocery shopping. On the way home from work, I must not forget to do the grocery shopping. He must not forget to feed the cat while we are away. He must not forget to feed the cat while we are away. Which city? Which city? Couldn't they focus? Couldn't they focus? Despite. Despite. Eliminate dependency on one person for specific tasks. Eliminate dependency on one person for specific tasks. Who has the guitar on stage? Who has the guitar on stage? Fill it out for each person. Fill it out for each person. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. He had been studying all day, so he was tired and needed a rest. He had been studying all day, so he was tired and needed a rest. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. Shouldn't you be backing up in an hour? Shouldn't you be backing up in an hour? Can we get a successful result? Can we get a successful result? Immediately ran. Immediately ran. Can't they expand? Can't they expand? Despite being young, he has accomplished a lot in his career. Despite being young, he has accomplished a lot in his career. Do they mean? Do they mean? The cake is very delicious, you must try it. The cake is very delicious, you must try it. I told you all my secrets. I told you all my secrets. They are looking forward to their holidays. They are looking forward to their holidays. Your grandparents are lumberjacks. Your grandparents are lumberjacks. He could kiss every month. He could kiss every month. She shouldn't be modeling at dawn. She shouldn't be modeling at dawn. I can't survive before. I can't survive before. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I didn't say anything to that man. I didn't say anything to that man. Left the house. Left the house. I might not be able to post it after 4 weeks. I might not be able to post it after 4 weeks. Shouldn't you be sailing at noon? Shouldn't you be sailing at noon? I start the car and drive to the market. I start the car and drive to the market. Were your parents real estate agents? Were your parents real estate agents? I am happy that we can learn new words together. I am happy that we can learn new words together. How much will my treatment cost? How much will my treatment cost? He was born in a small town. He was born in a small town. We are going to school. We are going to school. Broken. Broken. The man was very tall. The man was very tall. Can you be a daily nutritionist? Can you be a daily nutritionist? He will start a new job. He will start a new job. She is taller than her sister. She is taller than her sister. Were their kids firefighters? Were their kids firefighters? Passive voice. Passive voice. I may not be a representative last year. I may not be a representative last year. Can you speak slower, please? Can you speak slower, please? Could you please sign this consent form? Could you please sign this consent form? Did you fall? Did you fall? They shouldn't be interested in the afternoon. They shouldn't be interested in the afternoon. We cannot reduce. We cannot reduce. Did he suggest? Did he suggest? His stepfather was on the jury. His stepfather was on the jury. Now I will need to check his blood pressure and pulse. Now I will need to check his blood pressure and pulse. Haven't I glazed often? Haven't I glazed often? How many apples do you buy from the market? How many apples do you buy from the market? You do not approve. You do not approve. I met a famous actor at the event. I met a famous actor at the event. Where will you stay while you're here? Where will you stay while you're here? Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with that? He was training his basketball skills. He was training his basketball skills. I am a member of a dance club. I am a member of a dance club. He was previously an accountant at 3 a.m. He was previously an accountant at 3 a.m. What kind of pastry would you like? What kind of pastry would you like? He said to his brother, I'm going to visit my grandmother this weekend. He said to his brother, I'm going to visit my grandmother this weekend. Are you leaving school? Are you leaving school? After 5 evenings it wouldn't focus. After 5 evenings it wouldn't focus. Can I use coupons for my shopping? Can I use coupons for my shopping? We eat breakfast at 7 o'clock. We eat breakfast at 7 o'clock. He was training his basketball skills. He was training his basketball skills. Children should not play with matches. Children should not play with matches. The team coached by his manager won the match. The team coached by his manager won the match. Did it fit 2 nights ago? Did it fit 2 nights ago? I'm in the front room of the house. I'm in the front room of the house. Can you give us advice? Can you give us advice? They have already eaten their dinner. They have already eaten their dinner. The movie was shot on location. The movie was shot on location. Doesn't it carry after 1 day? Doesn't it carry after 1 day? Do they need to be placed last year? Do they need to be placed last year? Value. Value. I see you. I see you. We can't be editors in the twilight. We can't be editors in the twilight. Aren't you going to take pictures from time to time? Aren't you going to take pictures from time to time? The test was easy, passed with great success. The test was easy, passed with great success. There are too many people in the room. There are too many people in the room. I have never eaten this. I have never eaten this. I rarely eat chocolate. I rarely eat chocolate. They should wear safety glasses in the lab. They should wear safety glasses in the lab. Be good. Be good. Was my grandson a veterinarian? Was my grandson a veterinarian? We crossed the busy street. We crossed the busy street. He was in the kitchen preparing dinner for his family. He was in the kitchen preparing dinner for his family. Are there grandchildren chemists? Are there grandchildren chemists? Do you mind if I examine your eyes? Do you mind if I examine your eyes? How many apples will you buy from the market? How many apples will you buy from the market? Can it reflect? Can it reflect? He reads a book every night. He reads a book every night. Relatives are advisors. Relatives are advisors. Will you ride a rabbit? Will you ride a rabbit? Did he sign? Did he sign? This is a photo of Victor. This is a photo of Victor. We have to clean the house. We have to clean the house. Can't they protect normally? Can't they protect normally? Do you have any siblings? Do you have any siblings? He called his mother. He called his mother. You used to be a missionary. You used to be a missionary. They can play the guitar, so can we. They can play the guitar, so can we. Although challenging, I enjoy solving complex problems. Although challenging, I enjoy solving complex problems. Is our grandmother a clown? Is our grandmother a clown? 3 days later he becomes a waiter. 3 days later he becomes a waiter. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I couldn't understand what he was saying. You should check the health of your family. You should check the health of your family. Should not focus. Should not focus. His spirit is good. His spirit is good. I have to think while you're here. I have to think while you're here. Was he playing the guitar before he broke the wire? Was he playing the guitar before he broke the wire? Call me please. Call me please. By the end of the summer I will have learned to swim. By the end of the summer I will have learned to swim. I'm in the next room. I'm in the next room. He wants a better life. He wants a better life. I will also work. I will also work. Sometimes you shouldn't. Sometimes you shouldn't. A jar of raspberry jam. A jar of raspberry jam. He's training for the marathon. He's training for the marathon. We need to find a solution to the problem as soon as possible. We need to find a solution to the problem as soon as possible. Don't they borrow? Don't they borrow? They will have finished the construction of the building by next month. They will have finished the construction of the building by next month. Rarely miss? Rarely miss? Can't connect at sunrise? Can't connect at sunrise? Was my mother-in-law a singer? Was my mother-in-law a singer? In life. What is your purpose? In life. What is your purpose? Isn't it cream? Isn't it cream? Your stepbrother's grocery store. Your stepbrother's grocery store. They always wear blue uniforms. They always wear blue uniforms. Do you have gluten-free options for snacks? Do you have gluten-free options for snacks? We need to stick to the budget for this project. We need to stick to the budget for this project. What should I say? What should I say? He studied hard to get into a prestigious university. He studied hard to get into a prestigious university. Can you recognize the author of this book? Can you recognize the author of this book? I wish I could have attended the concert last night. I wish I could have attended the concert last night. Was he the night watchman next year? Was he the night watchman next year? We can discuss the matter after the meeting. We can discuss the matter after the meeting. If it doesn't snow, I'll go out. If it doesn't snow, I'll go out. I need a break. I need a break. Can you help me find the bread aisle? Can you help me find the bread aisle? Could you take a look? Could you take a look? Would you refuse? Would you refuse? This is Sarah's cat. This is Sarah's cat. Consistency in applying an instrument leads to improvement. Consistency in applying an instrument leads to improvement. I missed the flights, I had to book another one. I missed the flights, I had to book another one. Forget about it. Forget about it. We will discuss the proposal at the meeting. We will discuss the proposal at the meeting. I will blame it often. I will blame it often. He cut himself while preparing dinner. He cut himself while preparing dinner. The bird's nest is in the tree. The bird's nest is in the tree. He wrote a letter to his friend. He wrote a letter to his friend. The children were playing with their toys. The children were playing with their toys. I will kill you when I see you. I will kill you when I see you. If you need help, just ask me. If you need help, just ask me. I visited London twice. I visited London twice. Can't weld right away? Can't weld right away? They cleaned the house together. They cleaned the house together. Do you sell fresh fruit and vegetables? Do you sell fresh fruit and vegetables? I had a great vacation out of town last week. I had a great vacation out of town last week. Shouldn't it be removed every week? Shouldn't it be removed every week? The dress she bought is very expensive. The dress she bought is very expensive. I will not hurt you. I will not hurt you. My grandchildren were sociologists. My grandchildren were sociologists. Shouldn't I be buying every week? Shouldn't I be buying every week? I did not follow the recipe correctly and as a result the food was not good. I did not follow the recipe correctly and as a result the food was not good. The movie was shot in Hollywood. The movie was shot in Hollywood. His brothers were art directors. His brothers were art directors. Please, just let me explain. Please, just let me explain. I brought you some soup. I brought you some soup. I'll open the door and see what's going on. I'll open the door and see what's going on. He writes poetry in his spare time. He writes poetry in his spare time. Sometimes it shouldn't. Sometimes it shouldn't. Have you served recently? Have you served recently? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? The song was written by a famous songwriter. The song was written by a famous songwriter. Why are you learning to swim? Because I want to scuba dive. Why are you learning to swim? Because I want to scuba dive. I don't like watching horror movies. I don't like watching horror movies. They become cops every week. They become cops every week. Where can I find a place to study quietly on campus? Where can I find a place to study quietly on campus? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. Can't we meet every day? Can't we meet every day? He needs to exercise regularly. He needs to exercise regularly. When are you going? When are you going? How long have you been married? How long have you been married? After the training is complete, we will evaluate the results. After the training is complete, we will evaluate the results. Could he remember sometimes? Could he remember sometimes? He wishes he hadn't quit his job before another job got in line. He wishes he hadn't quit his job before another job got in line. They believe in aliens. They believe in aliens. Let's go shopping this weekend. Let's go shopping this weekend. To take. The state reopened the road. The state reopened the road. By the end of the program, they will have achieved their weight loss goals. By the end of the program, they will have achieved their weight loss goals. Take matters into your own hands. Take matters into your own hands. I wish I could participate in sports competitions. I wish I could participate in sports competitions. Detailed. Your grandfather is a singer. Your grandfather is a singer. He is working on a draft of the novel. He is working on a draft of the novel. Wasn't he the advertiser next year? Wasn't he the advertiser next year? Are our grandchildren truckers? Are our grandchildren truckers? I loved this song. I loved this song. We'll be back in a few days. We'll be back in a few days. The issue discussed at the meeting has been resolved. The issue discussed at the meeting has been resolved. Despite criticism, the artist remained true to his style. Despite criticism, the artist remained true to his style. Musicians will perform at a music festival. Musicians will perform at a music festival. We play tennis every Sunday. We play tennis every Sunday. Impatient. How often do they go to the cinema? How often do they go to the cinema? I will cook dinner for my family. I will cook dinner for my family. He has been studying English since last year. He has been studying English since last year. Later. You have to save money for emergencies. You have to save money for emergencies. Sounds so complicated. Sounds so complicated. Programmed. I'm going to the park to walk my dog. I'm going to the park to walk my dog. We can be agents 4 nights ago. We can be agents 4 nights ago. Would he be injured? Would he be injured? I also want to try the new restaurant in town. I also want to try the new restaurant in town. Why do you like pizza? Because it's delicious. Why do you like pizza? Because it's delicious. Are there neighbors firefighters? Are there neighbors firefighters? We can be truck drivers at dusk. We can be truck drivers at dusk. Would you like to dance? Would you like to dance? Would I learn? Would I learn? The children started playing in the park. The children started playing in the park. Can you pass the salt? Can you pass the salt? I'm going to the movies with my friends. I'm going to the movies with my friends. Do you attack? Do you attack? I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. He would announce at dawn. He would announce at dawn. Anesthesiologist will never be. Anesthesiologist will never be. Is this a shop where we can go grocery shopping? Is this a shop where we can go grocery shopping? She wishes she had followed her childhood dream of becoming an actress. She wishes she had followed her childhood dream of becoming an actress. Should I not review? Should I not review? She is a yearly fashion designer. She is a yearly fashion designer. Tommy thinks with his brain and John thinks with his heart. Tommy thinks with his brain and John thinks with his heart. How long will you stay at my house? How long will you stay at my house? They want to visit Paris next summer. They want to visit Paris next summer. Cake cookies. Cake cookies. Do you like cooking? Do you like cooking? What sports can you do? What sports can you do? Do I impose 2 weeks? Do I impose 2 weeks? Could you pass me a pen, please? Could you pass me a pen, please? Can I use it annually? Can I use it annually? It is not decided immediately. It is not decided immediately. They contain important information. They contain important information. I will be working on my car this weekend. I will be working on my car this weekend. I need some sleep. I need some sleep. Will you join us for dinner tonight? Will you join us for dinner tonight? The food of the restaurant we went to last night was very good. The food of the restaurant we went to last night was very good. I need to change the light bulbs in the kitchen. I need to change the light bulbs in the kitchen. I think I'm suffocating him. I think I'm suffocating him. I didn't do the weekly courier. I didn't do the weekly courier. They had their roof done by a roofing company. They had their roof done by a roofing company. Can you contact me when you are available? Can you contact me when you are available? We are watching a football match. We are watching a football match. I will do my best. I will do my best. I have to forgive the dogs. I have to forgive the dogs. Can't make cream often? Can't make cream often? When does the train arrive? When does the train arrive? I'll be resting on the beach this time next week. I'll be resting on the beach this time next week. May 13th. May 13th. He's not leaving until he gets his paycheck. He's not leaving until he gets his paycheck. The dog slept on the sofa. The dog slept on the sofa. Don't they see it, Dawn? Don't they see it, Dawn? We've been working on this project for a while. We've been working on this project for a while. He started jogging every morning to improve his health. He started jogging every morning to improve his health. You shouldn't tie 10 years. You shouldn't tie 10 years. The train leaves from platform 3. The train leaves from platform 3. I was very sad when my cat died. I was very sad when my cat died. I think I'm suffocating him. I think I'm suffocating him. Fun. Fun. I get up early in the morning and have my breakfast too. I get up early in the morning and have my breakfast too. Can we plan a team building event to raise morale? Can we plan a team building event to raise morale? They are riding bicycles in the park. They are riding bicycles in the park. The dog is running towards the park. The dog is running towards the park. This is the most expensive car on the market. This is the most expensive car on the market. It may not go right away. It may not go right away. There has been an increase. There has been an increase. Here is my ex-husband. Here is my ex-husband. Are available on an annual basis. Are available on an annual basis. Are they relatives? Are they relatives? Weren't we behaving? Weren't we behaving? I live in Istanbul. I live in Santa Fe. I live in Istanbul. I live in Santa Fe. The job is below my reputation. The job is below my reputation. He studied French for 3 years. He studied French for 3 years. So what is the focus of this meeting? So what is the focus of this meeting? Infrastructure. Infrastructure. I want to meet new people. I want to meet new people. The amount of food was insufficient for everyone. The amount of food was insufficient for everyone. He's a dedicated athlete. He's a dedicated athlete. They often have fun. They often have fun. Wouldn't he want it then? Wouldn't he want it then? He would return 2 centuries later. He would return 2 centuries later. Servant. Servant. Enrichment. Enrichment. If you don't use sunscreen, you'll get sunburned. If you don't use sunscreen, you'll get sunburned. We're not going to be weather presenters at 2 p.m. We're not going to be weather presenters at 2 p.m. We are waiting for concert tickets to go on sale. We are waiting for concert tickets to go on sale. Was my sister a beekeeper? Was my sister a beekeeper? His brother was a locksmith. His brother was a locksmith. We shouldn't say 1 hour later. We shouldn't say 1 hour later. Couldn't he have suppressed it before? Couldn't he have suppressed it before? Aren't we the butler now? Aren't we the butler now? Not behaving occasionally. Not behaving occasionally. What time is your flight? What time is your flight? I feel awkward around large groups of people. I feel awkward around large groups of people. He wishes he could travel to space. He wishes he could travel to space. They will be participating in a marathon next month. They will be participating in a marathon next month. He sold his old clothes. He sold his old clothes. Should you freelance after 5 nights? Should you freelance after 5 nights? Will they never impress? Will they never impress? Be right back. Be right back. I missed the train because I fell asleep. I missed the train because I fell asleep. I will never give up on my dreams no matter how hard it is. I will never give up on my dreams no matter how hard it is. The book written by Shakespeare is a masterpiece. The book written by Shakespeare is a masterpiece. We are a doctor. We are a doctor. After a month they can become carpenters. After a month they can become carpenters. I have to take the dog for a walk. I have to take the dog for a walk. After that, we can talk about the details of the plan. After that, we can talk about the details of the plan. Have you served recently? Have you served recently? The letter was written in English. The letter was written in English. We will always be together. We will always be together. They should not act earlier. They should not act earlier. He has been learning to play the piano for a year. He has been learning to play the piano for a year. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do not think like that. Do not think like that. David has a date. David has a date. He can't act after 5 evenings. He can't act after 5 evenings. I'm going to learn to swim this summer, he said to his friend. I'm going to learn to swim this summer, he said to his friend. The company is looking for a new human resources manager. The company is looking for a new human resources manager. He often goes to the library. He often goes to the library. Does it connect every month? Does it connect every month? Was your grandfather a civil servant? Was your grandfather a civil servant? Were their cousins taxi drivers? Were their cousins taxi drivers? Yellow flowers are brighter than white ones. Yellow flowers are brighter than white ones. Do you work weekends? Do you work weekends? Gaining weight. Gaining weight. Will I not be cold at night? Will I not be cold at night? Write a little longer, please. Write a little longer, please. Was his uncle a greengrocer? Was his uncle a greengrocer? Do they need help? Do they need help? Your wife was a contractor. Your wife was a contractor. Should not take. Should not take. He couldn't find his sunglasses. He couldn't find his sunglasses. We went shopping at the mall. We went shopping at the mall. I fill it later. I fill it later. We have already reserved a table at the restaurant. We have already reserved a table at the restaurant. For I don't want to lose sight of many things. For I don't want to lose sight of many things. Will we not borrow? Will we not borrow? My grandfather was a banker. My grandfather was a banker. Always be kind to others, even if they are rude to you. Always be kind to others, even if they are rude to you. He replaced kitchen appliances with new ones. He replaced kitchen appliances with new ones. I need to take an X-ray. I need to take an X-ray. Also, can you remind me to pick up my dry cleaner later? Also, can you remind me to pick up my dry cleaner later? They can be supervisors. They can be supervisors. We need to talk. We need to talk. They must be field guards at 4 after midnight. They must be field guards at 4 after midnight. We were watching. We were watching. Can you give some advice? Can you give some advice? Rarely worried. Rarely worried. Can you talk about 1 month later? Can you talk about 1 month later? He studies for his exams in the evenings. He studies for his exams in the evenings. He will learn how to code in the coming months. He will learn how to code in the coming months. Definitely. Definitely. Your children are lawyers. Your children are lawyers. Do you have any medical conditions? Do you have any medical conditions? Can't you rarely be an architect? Can't you rarely be an architect? I like to read books in my spare time. I like to read books in my spare time. They did not replace it occasionally. They did not replace it occasionally. I was not an educator then. I was not an educator then. Do I have to work? Do I have to work? Can you lend me some money? Asked. Can you lend me some money? Asked. I watch movies when I'm bored. I watch movies when I'm bored. Despite the difficulties, we managed to complete the task. Despite the difficulties, we managed to complete the task. Was it bait? Was it bait? I will be studying English at university next year. I will be studying English at university next year. The movie was watched by millions of people and won many awards. The movie was watched by millions of people and won many awards. Weren't we the judge? Weren't we the judge? They finished their lunch. They finished their lunch. I usually take the same bus every day. I usually take the same bus every day. They forced 10 years. They forced 10 years. Working for scientific experiment. Working for scientific experiment. I speak English fluently. I speak English fluently. We had our food delivered to our office. We had our food delivered to our office. To try. To try. I don't want to lose my magazines for the machine. I don't want to lose my magazines for the machine. Does not undertake. Does not undertake. Doesn't it appreciate monthly? Doesn't it appreciate monthly? It was the promise. It was the promise. They have been in a long-distance relationship for 2 years. They have been in a long-distance relationship for 2 years. Which hand is this? Which hand is this? Every day is a proxy. Every day is a proxy. Should it burn 10 years? Should it burn 10 years? Dead leaves rustled in the wind. Dead leaves rustled in the wind. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I have a pain in my side. I have a pain in my side. Where can I find canned peaches? Where can I find canned peaches? He is watching a football match on TV. He is watching a football match on TV. We don't get involved often. We don't get involved often. He wishes he could talk to animals. He wishes he could talk to animals. You should not envy others. You should not envy others. I have a lot of love. I have a lot of love. He won't go to school. He won't go to school. Were they rehearsing the play before the director changed the script? Were they rehearsing the play before the director changed the script? The dumpster was full of trash and was starting to attract flies. The dumpster was full of trash and was starting to attract flies. Shouldn't you be dealing with 2 midnight? Shouldn't you be dealing with 2 midnight? Didn't he understand the previous morning? Didn't he understand the previous morning? Before that incident, I had never been so scared in my life. Before that incident, I had never been so scared in my life. He has finished reading the book. He has finished reading the book. We will start the meeting as soon as everyone arrives. We will start the meeting as soon as everyone arrives. The edge of the cliff was a dangerous place to stand. The edge of the cliff was a dangerous place to stand. To understand. To understand. Can't do an anesthetic at noon? Can't do an anesthetic at noon? His stepdaughter was a golfer. His stepdaughter was a golfer. I cook every evening. I cook every evening. Consuming. Consuming. She goes shopping after work. She goes shopping after work. We visited our grandparents at the weekend. We visited our grandparents at the weekend. I have reservations about eating at this restaurant. I have reservations about eating at this restaurant. Should it never be removed? Should it never be removed? The overflowing water caused the basement to flood. The overflowing water caused the basement to flood. The situation is beyond savior. The situation is beyond savior. I have to go to the dentist for a checkup. I have to go to the dentist for a checkup. Do you need to talk? Do you need to talk? Should it be weekly? Should it be weekly? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Despite the difficulties, we kept moving forward. Despite the difficulties, we kept moving forward. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? He may not say thank you every day. He may not say thank you every day. He played basketball with his friends. He played basketball with his friends. I'm in the room with the bathtub. I'm in the room with the bathtub. Do you know what I said? Do you know what I said? We went to school. We went to school. Never be able to babysit. Never be able to babysit. I'll bake at dawn. I'll bake at dawn. I don't care if you're 35. I don't care if you're 35. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. The house was decorated for the party. The house was decorated for the party. After 2 weeks we may not be long sailors. After 2 weeks we may not be long sailors. He's already made dinner. He's already made dinner. We need to talk. We need to talk. Could you please let me know if there is any change in your health history? Could you please let me know if there is any change in your health history? She hopes to travel the world one day. She hopes to travel the world one day. He couldn't find his keys anywhere. He couldn't find his keys anywhere. Can I go to school? Can I go to school? I have too much kindness. I have too much kindness. He studied physics at university and became a scientist. He studied physics at university and became a scientist. He's just a trucker. He's just a trucker. How about a barbecue in the backyard? How about a barbecue in the backyard? The musicians will record their new album. The musicians will record their new album. If we had brought our cameras, we could have taken some great pictures. If we had brought our cameras, we could have taken some great pictures. Energize people. Energize people. 3 I'm going to the vet. 3 I'm going to the vet. Can I get all the answers on the left-hand side? Can I get all the answers on the left-hand side? He leaves for Paris in 2 days. He leaves for Paris in 2 days. Temporary. Temporary. Can I use coupons for this product? Can I use coupons for this product? You will be connected at dusk. You will be connected at dusk. Do you like to take photos? Do you like to take photos? The city they visited during their vacation was Paris. The city they visited during their vacation was Paris. My wife is the driver. My wife is the driver. He visited friends in another state. He visited friends in another state. I will talk to my English teacher about my progress. I will talk to my English teacher about my progress. There won't be a librarian last year. There won't be a librarian last year. My brother was driving the car. My brother was driving the car. Should I go back next year? Should I go back next year? His English is better than mine. His English is better than mine. They surfed in Australia. They surfed in Australia. The cat is chasing a mouse. The cat is chasing a mouse. Can't I deny? Can't I deny? Should I go to school tomorrow? Should I go to school tomorrow? Have you seen the last episode of the show? Asked. Have you seen the last episode of the show? asked. She is your daughter and she loves you. She is your daughter and she loves you. I can't believe I won the lottery. I can't believe I won the lottery. Our wife is a philosopher. Our wife is a philosopher. Second. But I'm not really hungry. But I'm not really hungry. I go swimming twice a week. I go swimming twice a week. Shouldn't we guarantee 5 midnight later? Shouldn't we guarantee 5 midnight later? She likes to cook Italian food for her friends. She likes to cook Italian food for her friends. When the race is over, he will be running for 2 hours. When the race is over, he will be running for 2 hours. He will start a new job in 2 weeks. He will start a new job in 2 weeks. It was connecting now. It was connecting now. How lively. How lively. Haven't they rested? Haven't they rested? Let me see yours. Let me see yours. He will be able to pass the exam by working hard. He will be able to pass the exam by working hard. He was fixing his bike when he noticed a flat tire. He was fixing his bike when he noticed a flat tire. One afternoon did not heal. One afternoon did not heal. Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Must dance now. Must dance now. I'm going to the grocery store to buy something to eat for my party. I'm going to the grocery store to buy something to eat for my party. I will study for the exam tomorrow. I will study for the exam tomorrow. Aren't they supposed to meet in 4 minutes? Aren't they supposed to meet in 4 minutes? The book was recommended by a friend. The book was recommended by a friend. After that, you couldn't be a taxi driver 2 weeks ago. You couldn't be a taxi driver 2 weeks ago. Are your grandchildren barbers? Are your grandchildren barbers? Overflow. Overflow. I was playing football when you came. I was playing football when you came. I'm in the room with the fireplace. I'm in the room with the fireplace. My birthday is in June. My birthday is in June. I don't notice anything special about the experience. I don't notice anything special about the experience. They traveled to Spain. They traveled to Spain. He paints as a hobby. He paints as a hobby. You will be waiting for the bus at 8. You will be waiting for the bus at 8. If he had more time, he would learn to play the guitar. If he had more time, he would learn to play the guitar. Do you want anything else? Do you want anything else? He decided to quit smoking. He decided to quit smoking. Will you conclude immediately? Will you conclude immediately? I think you should buy a car. I think you should buy a car. Will he be a beekeeper in 3 seconds? Will he be a beekeeper in 3 seconds? Can you give some information about the Wi-Fi coverage of the campus? Can you give some information about the Wi-Fi coverage of the campus? You immediately became a paramedic. You immediately became a paramedic. He will come back to you. He will come back to you. Can't help at noon? Can't help at noon? The distance between the 2 cities is about 200 miles. The distance between the 2 cities is about 200 miles. They signed up for a painting course to explore their creativity. They signed up for a painting course to explore their creativity. Think over. Think over. How do you spell it? How do you spell it? Your son is an actor. Your son is an actor. The baby giggles. The baby giggles. spoil, spoil. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? His brother is his best friend. His brother is his best friend. We cannot save. We cannot save. Can't we reduce 2 a.m. later? Can't we reduce 2 a.m. later? His grandson was a tailor. His grandson was a tailor. A mosquito just bit me. A mosquito just bit me. Can't train after 5 days? Can't train after 5 days? They went on a trip around the country. They went on a trip around the country. I love chocolate. I love chocolate. Mary baked a cake. Mary baked a cake. Do they study English at school? Do they study English at school? He studied English for 2 hours. He studied English for 2 hours. If I find my keys, we can go. If I find my keys, we can go. There may not be a lifeguard at dawn. There may not be a lifeguard at dawn. Whose room is this? Whose room is this? He won't talk to her until he apologizes. He won't talk to her until he apologizes. He is happier today than yesterday. He is happier today than yesterday. I was outside the group. I was outside the group. Returns at noon. Returns at noon. Shouldn't it be removed every week? Shouldn't it be removed every week? I like to people watch on the bus. I like to people watch on the bus. If you do not receive a response within this time, do you cancel the request and continue with your flow? If you do not receive a response within this time, do you cancel the request and continue with your flow? Can we add? Can we add? Summer is hotter than spring. Summer is hotter than spring. What was the yellow energy? What was the yellow energy? He was washing the dishes after dinner. He was washing the dishes after dinner. Did he address the year? Did he address the year? Were his grandchildren mechanics? Were his grandchildren mechanics? Fancy dress? Fancy dress? Can't make a weekly cream? Can't make a weekly cream? It should connect after a minute. It should connect after a minute. We usually wouldn't stop. We usually wouldn't stop. He's drinking coffee. He's drinking coffee. I will be thinking of you today. I will be thinking of you today. I don't like studying. My brother doesn't like it either. I don't like studying. My brother doesn't like it either. Oh how one. Oh how one. Can't I be a scientist in a week? Can't I be a scientist in a week? Check to see if the diaper needs to be changed when the baby cries. Check to see if the diaper needs to be changed when the baby cries. I wish I could go on vacation next week. I wish I could go on vacation next week. They love to camp in the summer. They love to camp in the summer. They will work in their garden at the weekend. They will work in their garden at the weekend. Not close. Not close. My stepsister is moving. My stepsister is moving. They decided to start a new hobby. They decided to start a new hobby. A congratulatory letter was given to the student selected for the scholarship. A congratulatory letter was given to the student selected for the scholarship. They live in a small town and enjoy the peace. They live in a small town and enjoy the peace. They must become a dietitian every year. They must become a dietitian every year. Where do you go when you are sick? Where do you go when you are sick? I'm going to the cinema to see a new release. I'm going to the cinema to see a new release. Can be a hairdresser every year. Can be a hairdresser every year. Why didn't you inform me? Why didn't you inform me? Was Mr. Tandy a teacher last week? Was Mr. Tandy a teacher last week? I think I'll be at your house in about 20 minutes. I think I'll be at your house in about 20 minutes. 18 years old. 18 years old. Should we wash last year? Should we wash last year? Would not clear 10 years. Would not clear 10 years. We will stay home tonight. We will stay home tonight. Nothing, just look. Nothing, just look. I do not trust you. I do not trust you. His brothers are lawyers. His brothers are lawyers. I am no longer happy. I am no longer happy. You will learn to play a musical instrument. You will learn to play a musical instrument. We are contacting you. We are contacting you. I saw a rainbow after the storm. I saw a rainbow after the storm. What is your favorite animal? What is your favorite animal? I found my lost keys. I found my lost keys. They have been renovating the kitchen for a month. They have been renovating the kitchen for a month. How are you? How are you? Your half-sister is the librarian. Your half-sister is the librarian. Can I sell frequently? Can I sell frequently? They like to play football on the weekends. They like to play football on the weekends. I need to check my email for any updates. I need to check my email for any updates. We would not reduce. We would not reduce. When are you going to school? When are you going to school? He exercised regularly, so he improved his fitness level. He exercised regularly, so he improved his fitness level. Is it all over? Is it all over? I learned to play the guitar to join a band. I learned to play the guitar to join a band. Your mother asked me to take care of you. Your mother asked me to take care of you. Great query. Great query. You can withdraw up to 2 weeks in advance. You can withdraw up to 2 weeks in advance. We couldn't be assistant cooks a week ago. We couldn't be assistant cooks a week ago. You have to be proud of yourself for success. You have to be proud of yourself for success. The message was sent to the wrong person. The message was sent to the wrong person. He's going to buy his sister a birthday present. He's going to buy his sister a birthday present. Can you close the window? It's getting cold. Can you close the window? It's getting cold. By the time he graduates, he will have already started his internship. By the time he graduates, he will have already started his internship. Do you like basketball? Do you like basketball? I wish I could trust myself more. I wish I could trust myself more. Then buy a ticket to our team and apply it with John. Then buy a ticket to our team and apply it with John. Was our stepdaughter a coach? Was our stepdaughter a coach? You will come on time. You will come on time. Fortnight you didn't reach out. Fortnight you didn't reach out. Shall we register? Shall we register? They may not forget weekly. They may not forget weekly. The cat slept on the couch all day. The cat slept on the couch all day. It can burn. It can burn. What should I do? What should I do? It breaks the harmony of the team. It breaks the harmony of the team. I need to sleep. I need to sleep. Can't he stretch? Can't he stretch? You can carry. You can carry. How often do you go to your mother? How often do you go to your mother? The concert was liked by everyone. The concert was liked by everyone. I shouldn't be a dentist in 4 days. I shouldn't be a dentist in 4 days. Thousands of people attended the concert. Thousands of people attended the concert. He is not close. He is not close. I go to the market to buy cheap food. I go to the market to buy cheap food. Radiate. Radiate. We cleaned the house yesterday. We cleaned the house yesterday. He washes. He washes. You should brush your teeth twice a day. You should brush your teeth twice a day. I don't need your pity. I don't need your pity. The house was sold at a high price. The house was sold at a high price. I do not continue. I do not continue. How many dogs are in the park? How many dogs are in the park? He is an adventurous traveler. He is an adventurous traveler. I will finish my thesis next week. I will finish my thesis next week. They will arrive at the airport at 2000. They will arrive at the airport at 2000. They have a guide. They have a guide. Monitor cable. Monitor cable. Let's have coffee then let's go. Let's have coffee then let's go. One evening ago we were not interested. One evening ago we were not interested. The store was closed the day we went. The store was closed the day we went. Can we hold a minute's silence for the dead? Can we hold a minute's silence for the dead? The money was stolen from the bank. The money was stolen from the bank. I need a new bottle of water. I need a new bottle of water. He sleeps in his room. He sleeps in his room. We listen to the radio in the car. We listen to the radio in the car. Before we begin, let's review the agenda. Before we begin, let's review the agenda. We were able to find a good hotel for our trip. We were able to find a good hotel for our trip. I will be working as an English teacher next summer. I will be working as an English teacher next summer. Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream? If there is a delay, he may miss his flight. If there is a delay, he may miss his flight. He is looking after his pet dog. He is looking after his pet dog. His brother was an accountant. His brother was an accountant. Let me know if you want to come. Let me know if you want to come. Let me know if you want me to call you a taxi. Let me know if you want me to call you a taxi. Is her aunt a jockey? Is her aunt a jockey? I don't know. How can I say this in English? I don't know. How can I say this in English? Will they be born later? Will they be born later? Working on. Working on. Didn't I get in at 5 a.m. before? Didn't I get in at 5 a.m. before? Don't we manage? Don't we manage? The house was painted last week. The house was painted last week. We enjoy visiting museums. We enjoy visiting museums. How would you compare yourself to your brother? How would you compare yourself to your brother? I don't want to lose my love for many things. I don't want to lose my love for many things. Remember the boy who helped us yesterday? Remember the boy who helped us yesterday? She is a compassionate caregiver. She is a compassionate caregiver. Shall I clean the room? Shall I clean the room? They were free to leave the building after the fire alarm went wrong. They were free to leave the building after the fire alarm went wrong. All my secrets. All my secrets. We used to go camping in the summer. We used to go camping in the summer. We need to prioritize these tasks according to their urgency. We need to prioritize these tasks according to their urgency. Was your stepmother an alchemist? Was your stepmother an alchemist? They swam across the lake to the opposite shore. They swam across the lake to the opposite shore. My mom is a better cook than my dad. My mom is a better cook than my dad. I found a rare coin in the market. I found a rare coin in the market. The team will play tomorrow. The team will play tomorrow. Don't I fly often? Don't I fly often? He listened to a podcast about history. He listened to a podcast about history. Going to the beach is fun. Going to the beach is fun. I tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I visited my grandfather last weekend. I visited my grandfather last weekend. Can't I confirm at night? Can't I confirm at night? Aren't you going to be a gynecologist at 2 a.m.? Aren't you going to be a gynecologist at 2 a.m.? Do you have lactose-free milk? Do you have lactose-free milk? Could not specify. Could not specify. After 3 months, he should not be a shoemaker. After 3 months, he should not be a shoemaker. I think traveling is more educational than staying at home. I think traveling is more educational than staying at home. I've never had a job interview at Company X before. I've never had a job interview at Company X before. Who has a laptop? Who has a laptop? When the concert is over, I will have listened to my favorite band live. When the concert is over, I will have listened to my favorite band live. The movie was funnier than I thought. The movie was funnier than I thought. Cut date. Cut date. Do you have it? Do you have it? I thought so, too. I thought so, too. Value. Value. The sun was shining brightly all day, but then it started to rain heavily. The sun was shining brightly all day, but then it started to rain heavily. It could be the second man. It could be the second man. I bought a new car. I bought a new car. He should have cooked for us tonight. He should have cooked for us tonight. You never help with the housework. You never help with the housework. Shouldn't it then? Shouldn't it then? I bought him a shirt and shoes. I bought him a shirt and shoes. Didn't they seldom attack? Didn't they seldom attack? Can it act monthly? Can it act monthly? Digest. Digest. Will cry at sunset. Will cry at sunset. It may not count after 2 months. It may not count after 2 months. Will it be organized after 3 nights? Will it be organized after 3 nights? He could have been promoted if he had more experience. He could have been promoted if he had more experience. I'm going to the market to buy bread. I'm going to the market to buy bread. Do not know how. Do not know how. Common rituals. Common rituals. Can we live at sunrise? Can we live at sunrise? By the time they return, we will have prepared dinner. By the time they return, we will have prepared dinner. They did not believe the day before. They did not believe the day before. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. Can I order a special cake? Can I order a special cake? I can't work after 2 weeks. I can't work after 2 weeks. The store opens at 9 a.m. The store opens at 9 a.m. We've finished our homework, they said. We've finished our homework, they said. If you save money, you can't buy a car. If you save money, you can't buy a car. The electric skillet is great for one-pot cooking. The electric skillet is great for one-pot cooking. The conference will be held in October. The conference will be held in October. I do my homework every night. I do my homework every night. He won't be doing his internship right away. He won't be doing his internship right away. Yes, we have a bar. Yes, we have a bar. Do you have a loyalty program? Do you have a loyalty program? Don't let your greed. Don't let your greed. Do you like chocolate? Asked. Do you like chocolate? Asked. His half-brother was an investor. His half-brother was an investor. He was playing the guitar in his room. He was playing the guitar in his room. Would you like to come with us? Would you like to come with us? They fished in the lake all day. They fished in the lake all day. My father left home before I came. My father left home before I came. I can't go to the grocery store at sunset. I can't go to the grocery store at sunset. Couldn't I have ironed 5 months ago? Couldn't I have ironed 5 months ago? Can't be a hydrologist after 1 hour? Can't be a hydrologist after 1 hour? They watch TV after dinner. They watch TV after dinner. I will be the most successful person in the world. I will be the most successful person in the world. I need some explanation about this policy. I need some explanation about this policy. Can you explain to me? Can you explain to me? What a talented musician. What a talented musician. Are you a referee? Are you a referee? He had his car inspected at the auto repair shop. He had his car inspected at the auto repair shop. Are you in this class? Are you in this class? We must obey the traffic rules. We must obey the traffic rules. Didn't you read 2 weeks ago? Didn't you read 2 weeks ago? My goal is to travel the world. My goal is to travel the world. I have some concerns about the project deadline. I have some concerns about the project deadline. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. I find English to be a very interesting language. I find English to be a very interesting language. Aren't we going to sing in 2 days? Aren't we going to sing in 2 days? Is to wake up. Is to wake up. Did you do it? Did you do it? The perfect solution to the problem is difficult. The perfect solution to the problem is difficult. Is your grandma a farmer? Is your grandma a farmer? If there's no wind, I'll go outside. If there's no wind, I'll go outside. Orphan. Orphan. Cats sleep a lot. Cats sleep a lot. Can I use my loyalty card for benefits? Can I use my loyalty card for benefits? You look divine. You look divine. When? We have a large and comfortable seating area. We have a large and comfortable seating area. While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. His wife was an optician. His wife was an optician. He used to wear glasses, but he had laser eye surgery. He used to wear glasses, but he had laser eye surgery. Doesn't he kick? Doesn't he kick? I'll be home at 6 p.m. I'll be home at 6 p.m. They had eaten before going to the movies. They had eaten before going to the movies. You can take. You can take. Didn't I repeat? Didn't I repeat? I have too many items in my backpack. I have too many items in my backpack. Be aware of possible biases. Be aware of possible biases. I can't work while you're talking. I can't work while you're talking. I think I'm suffocating him. I think I'm suffocating him. I'm cooking dinner. I'm cooking dinner. I lost my bus card. I lost my bus card. The team is preparing for the upcoming tournament. The team is preparing for the upcoming tournament. His handwriting is smoother than mine. His handwriting is smoother than mine. His stepmothers were advertisers. His stepmothers were advertisers. The moon shines brightly in the night sky. The moon shines brightly in the night sky. Is he hopeful? Is he hopeful? Whatever you do, don't turn on the lights. Whatever you do, don't turn on the lights. I was waiting for the bus at this stop. I was waiting for the bus at this stop. Encountered. Encountered. Was his neighbor a draper? Was his neighbor a draper? Your stepson was the driver. Your stepson was the driver. You have to study for the upcoming exam. You have to study for the upcoming exam. Your stepmother is a lawyer. Your stepmother is a lawyer. Can't make cream often? Can't make cream often? If he had enough money, he could go to college. If he had enough money, he could go to college. The earthquake tore the whole city into pieces. The earthquake tore the whole city into pieces. Next year he will open his own business. Next year he will open his own business. I am going to mosque. I am going to mosque. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I have a pain in my leg. I have a pain in my leg. They are afraid of the dark. They are afraid of the dark. Who has a laptop on the table? Who has a laptop on the table? He always wears a hat in the sun. He always wears a hat in the sun. Was your spouse a coroner? Was your spouse a coroner? The car I'm interested in buying is a convertible. The car I'm interested in buying is a convertible. It's a big place. It's a big place. The legendary athlete set a new world record. The legendary athlete set a new world record.